10 surprising things men want in bed. 1. Turn on his nose. In the eyes of a man, a woman is like a soft and gentle creature. And everything that reminds him of a woman is sweet, soft, and delicious. Men, therefore, expect a woman to smell nice when they sleep with her. It's what they expect her to be like. The guaranteed checklist for fooling around is to take a shower, apply a nice smelling lotion to your body and put some perfume behind your ears. Don't overdo it tough. 2. What men like about lingerie. Men are stimulated by what they see. Women are stimulated by what they hear. What men want during sex is a woman with whom they fear losing control. Her looks make them so crazy that they have to restrain themselves. No matter how complicated it sounds, a sexy lingerie set is enough to bring out the inner beast in the man. That's how you arouse a man. Do you really want to do well? Combine it with stockings and high heels. 3. Completely surrender yourself to him. Maybe you have noticed that men like control. One a little more than the other. So totally surrender yourself him, let him guide you in the bedroom. Some men aren't very comfortable with giving commands. That's why it's good to give him a helping hand, so he understands that he's in charge. This kind of thing boosts his self-confidence and shows him he's your boss. 4. What men like to hear in bed. Men are sometimes just as insecure in bed as women are. They don't want to make the wrong move because they don't know how a woman will react to it. That's why you can give him a helping hand by literally telling him what you want him to do to you. What men find exciting to hear is when you play with his dominate fantasy by telling him what to do with you. 5. How loud do you have to be in bed? Woman moans with pleasure. It's challenging for men to properly evaluate women who are very quiet. It's true both on dates as well as in the bedroom. Only when a woman talks or produces a sound does a man know where he stands. That's why it's a mystery for a guy to know whether a woman likes it or not. Help him with that, moan with pleasure. Tell him to go faster, harder. This is what men want in bed. They get the recognition they desire. They hear you're enjoying it, which makes them even more excited. Don't be afraid that the neighbors will hear it. A man wants his neighbors to hear it. That rubs his ego big time. 6. Stroke his ego. Happy man just got a compliment that made him feel good about himself. You may have read that women like to get compliments. And that men should do their best to compliment women. And this is indeed true. Women do like to get compliments. But men too. Every compliment you give a man that makes him feel more masculine is one step closer to capturing his heart. Men are most sensitive to praises like how strong you are, how smart you are, how confident you are, how good you are in bed. The latter, in particular, works exceptionally well. Men already think of themselves as sex gods. So what men want during sex is for you to play into this and reinforce this image of him. So give him a pat on the back during and after sex on how amazing he was. It doesn't have to be complicated words. Just say it. 7. Take advantage of his fantasy to dominate. Men like to be the boss. To be in charge. Men want to control people and situations. And secretly, this is also something every man wants to do in bed. Men fantasize about blindfolding and tying up a woman. Not because he doesn't want her to see what's going on, but because he wants to surprise her and not let her know what's happening. Take strategic advantage of this. This is one of the most effective ways how to make a man addicted to you sexually, and how to please your man in bed. Make sure you coincidentally have a rope, handcuffs and a blindfold closeby. You only have to say, "Honey, I want you to tie me up." Once. 8. Men like it a little rough during sex. What kind of woman do I have here, and how far can I go with her? That's the first thing a man will ask himself when he has a new woman in bed. He won't perform any crazy spectacular moves on her because they don't know each other very well. So he will take it easy and be cautious of what he is doing, because of the fear and the risk of going too far. So, little by little, he has to find out what kind of woman he's dealing with. But if you, as a woman, don't give him clear signs, he'll never know. By being a little rough yourself, he sees that you're not the type that falls in the fragile category. So you unconsciously give him the permission to be a little dominant. Remember, men can also be insecure in bed sometimes. But if they get instructions from you, they will be fine. Be careful, Don't overdo it when giving instructions and doing it rough. Men want to have pleasure during sex, not the feeling of being in the army and having to do what you impose on them. 9. Reverse the roles. There's another way to stroke his ego. And that's by taking matters into your own hands. To take the initiative and spoil him like a king. Men are aware that they have to be independent, work hard, and do everything possible to make the relationship great for you. He puts a lot of pressure on himself. And that's why it works so well to encourage him. But what also works well is to spoil him. When you treat him as if he was a king, and you caress him with appreciation and adoration, then you demonstrate how attracted you are to him. Even if your husband isn't great in bed and you sometimes wonder what you're doing with him. By touching him in this loving and adoring way while giving him compliments, you increase his confidence. And once he's bursting with confidence, you can safely take the lead a little. When he gets that relaxation, you will see that it becomes increasingly attractive for him to make an effort for you. He wants to live up to the expectation you expressed when complimenting him on his strong arms, his sexual performance, and everything else you told him. And by once in a while taking the lead and pleasuring him and letting him just lay back, relax and enjoy the show. When you are constantly telling him how much you like him, how attracted you feel and how much he turns you on, then you create an enormous amount of appreciation and desire in him. 10. Surprise him with oral sex. It's not surprising that men love it. But maybe you'll be surprised what this can do for your relationship. For many men, oral sex is a psychological trigger with a capital T. He's fantasizing about it. It is the highest compliment you can give a man. Especially if it happens unexpectedly. He has probably never experienced this in his previous relationships. And that makes you the most special thing that has happened to him. That's one of the best things you can do for him, and how to please your man. Be creative in picking the moment of how you're planning to give him pleasure. Be all you can be.